Lewis Palmer School District is excited to provide students with an opportunity to individualize and customize their education by providing an online option that honors student choice surrounding time, place, and path of learning. The Lewis Palmer Online Middle School program and the Lewis Palmer Online High School program exist to serve eligible students in 7th through 12th grade with options for part-time and full-time online enrollment. Students have the ability to access the curriculum and assignments 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from anywhere with an internet connection and receive the support from both content teachers as well as a site-based online mentor. The purpose of this video is to provide an overview of the secondary online programs available to students within the Lewis Palmer School District. While the Lewis Palmer Online Middle School program, often abbreviated with LPOMSP, and the Lewis Palmer Online High School program, or LPOHSP, both operate under the umbrella of the secondary online programs, there are some nuances that separate them from one another. The first of which is the grade levels that are served. The online middle school program serves students in 7th and 8th grade, and the online high school program serves students in 9th through 12th grade. Embedded in each of the program offerings are mission statements that guide and inform the decision-making process at each level, presented on the screen in front of you now. While they intentionally differ from one another as they serve different populations, they illustrate a trajectory of learning opportunities to both meet individual student current needs with awareness of future goals and aspirations. Both part-time and full-time enrollment options exist within the Lewis Palmer Online program, but differ slightly as to the number of courses that qualify within each category for the different levels. Part-time enrollment for both the Lewis Palmer Online Middle School program and the Lewis Palmer Online High School program consist of 2 to 5 courses. Part-time enrollment can be combined with in-building courses to substantiate a full academic schedule or can serve as a viable option for homeschool families who are interested in the Lewis Palmer School District Secondary Online program. Part-time enrollment cannot be combined with any other part-time enrollment opportunities aside from Lewis Palmer Middle School, Lewis Palmer High School, or Palmer Ridge High School. Full-time enrollment, then, entails a complete schedule that is comprised of all online courses, which for the Lewis Palmer Online Middle School program is 6, consisting of 4 core and 2 elective, and for the Lewis Palmer Online High School program entails up to 7 courses. In addition to the courses that students are enrolled in, they will be expected to participate in advisory sessions with their online mentor, which will be discussed in subsequent slides. It is important to note that students within the Lewis Palmer Online Secondary program can only remain on our campuses when they have a scheduled in-person course or an appointment with a member of the school staff. The course selection process for students within the Lewis Palmer Online Secondary programs is individualized and is completed by a team that includes the students, a parent or guardian, a counselor, the registrar, the online mentor, and the case manager or admin when necessary. This team works to assure that online learning modality is appropriate for the student and that the course selection is aligned with the student's scheduling needs, their pathway towards graduation, and their post-secondary workforce goals and aspirations. Additionally, careful consideration is assigned to the ability of the program to adequately meet the applicant's special needs and to reviewing the academic history of previously passing online courses if applicable. It is highly recommended that students who are experiencing online learning for the first time begin with a reduced course load to develop healthy habits and routines. First-time online students who wish to enroll full-time should be aware of the steep learning curve that comes with online learning and have supports in place to manage the workload. Students within the Lewis Palmer School District Secondary Online program have a comprehensive course catalog of which to select courses from, to include options within the academic core of math, English, science, and history, electives, and world languages at the high school level. Lewis Palmer School District partners with Colorado Digital Learning Solutions, or CDLS, where content is aligned with Colorado state standards and is taught by Colorado licensed educators. For this reason, any transition between and among our in-building courses and the Lewis Palmer School District online program should be relatively seamless. CDLS utilizes a different learning management system, so students will need to manage their accounts and passwords accordingly. Families can view the course catalogs on the corresponding programmatic web pages on the Lewis Palmer School District site. Course catalogs are organized by content area and specifically call out whether the course is approved through NCAA. The courses that are offered are listed and hyperlinked to the course descriptions and syllabi. The course guides are dynamic documents, meaning that they are subject to change and therefore cannot be downloaded or printed. Instruction in the secondary online programs is designed to be largely asynchronous. Each course will include a course overview in which policies regarding work submission, communication, and academic integrity are included. The course overview will also display the objectives of the course and the progression of learning that will take place. For the most part, instruction is delivered through online reading assignments, video tutorials, and online simulations, and learning is displayed through assignment submission in the learning management system. Content teachers monitor and grade coursework submissions, adapt content for students on individualized learning plans, and are available for support. Because of the reliance on accessing material that is in a written format, it is strongly recommended that students within the online program read at grade level. Students have access to the learning management system 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and have the freedom to exercise flexibility of location and time of which to work on their assignments. Content teachers grade assignments, provide feedback, and respond to any questions or concerns within 24 to 48 business hours, which excludes evenings, weekends, and district holidays. As a general rule, students are expected to complete a minimum of approximately 6% of each course per week to receive the complete academic benefit of the content. This translates to roughly 7.5 hours of active engagement per week, or 1 to 1.5 hours per day, 5 days a week in each online course, which is how attendance is substantiated. There are no limits as to how quickly a student proceeds through their courses, but it is important to note that the next level of the course cannot be added to a student's schedule until the semester breakpoint. Given the asynchronous nature of the Lewis Palmer Secondary Online Program, to experience success, it is strongly encouraged that students exhibit the learning habits presented on this slide. Our courses cannot be extended beyond the parameters of the Lewis Palmer School District semester deadlines, and it can be challenging to meet the course deadlines after falling behind. For this reason, we recommend that students develop a management strategy as to how they will accomplish their online course assignments each week. This takes high levels of responsibility and motivation as they undoubtedly navigate their own busy schedules and personal priorities. Students in the online program work independently, and by the nature of their experience being online, will encounter technical difficulties. During these times, students must be resourceful and advocate for support so they can quickly get back on track and re-engage in their learning. Success at the Lewis Palmer Online Secondary Program is reliant upon numerous avenues of support, to include parents and guardians and student district employees. Multiple levels of support exist for students within the Lewis Palmer Secondary Online Program, as they have access to support from both content teachers as well as a site-based online mentor. Content teachers are licensed through the state of Colorado in the areas that they teach and are responsible for delivering instruction and responding to content-related questions as needed. Course overviews include specific content teacher contact information. Online mentors are individuals that are site-based and available by appointment to offer support and resources regarding access, usage, and guidance through the development of personal readiness skills to encourage success in an online educational environment. To assure student accessibility to the platforms that are utilized within their online courses, and that students are fully aware of the expectations within the course and have a manageable plan for meeting them, students are expected to attend regular advisory sessions with their online mentor. As students demonstrate proficiency through consistent engagement in online courses and completion of expectations of the initial advisory sessions, as well as weekly progress benchmarks, their schedule can be adapted to a more flexible advisory session expectation as determined by the online mentor. If at any point student progress or achievement begins to fall below the expectations within one or more online courses, Regular advisory sessions may be reinstated or increased in frequency as an intervention of support. Advisory sessions are optimal when held at the school site in a face-to-face environment, but can be attended virtually upon request and advance notice. Students who attend advisory sessions in person will need to sign in and out of the school building for safety and security purposes. With a primary educational setting for online students existing outside of the school building and beyond the direct supervision of a teacher, parents and guardians are uniquely positioned to occupy a pivotal role in the partnership of educating their student. A successful experience with online learning is dependent upon the following responsibilities of the parent or guardian: providing and maintaining reliable internet access and a designated device, which would ideally be a Chromebook or laptop, as some functionality may be lost on a smartphone. Assuring student participation in state and local assessments unless otherwise arranged. Transporting students outside of school district transportation routes and times for scheduled advisory sessions. Monitoring grades and progress regularly in the course platform. And communicating regularly, both proactively and reactively, via email with content teachers and online mentors. Presented on the slide in front of you now is the enrollment process, which is available to students who ideally have residence within District 38 boundaries, but must have residency in the state of Colorado. The first step to enroll is to express your interest to your school registrar. You will then receive an email from the school registrar with information as to how to proceed. Families then complete an online interest form and corresponding paperwork, including a handbook verification form, a document called the Mutually Agreeable Plan, and any pertinent current or historical academic plans. Once all of these documents are completed and received, you will be contacted by your school counselor to discuss eligibility and course selection. Students will then engage with the online mentor for their school to become oriented with the processes and expectations and to begin their online learning experience. The Lewis Palmer Secondary Online Program follows the District 38 calendar in terms of semester start and end dates. The enrollment period for any given semester opens up before the semester begins and extends for several weeks. Space in desired courses and enrollment options will begin to diminish as classes fill up. To provide online students with the maximum amount of time in which to proceed through their online courses, it is recommended that students begin their online courses at the beginning of the semester. Students have a limited amount of time from the start date of the online course to make a decision to discontinue their enrollment and transfer to courses within the brick-and-mortar setting. Because of the complexity of building master schedules, transferring from an online environment to a brick-and-mortar course is strongly encouraged to occur at the semester break to avoid complications and to assure availability. Presented on this slide are links to each of the secondary school's main contacts, which includes administrators, counselors, and the registrar. Each of these folks can assist families to ask further questions and receive any clarification they need prior to deciding if the online program is an appropriate learning environment for their students. Both the Lewis Palmer Online Middle School program and the Lewis Palmer Online High School program have web pages with access to the school handbooks and course guides. Thank you for viewing this presentation regarding the Lewis Palmer School District Secondary Online Program. Best of luck to you as you pursue the optimal educational setting for your family and students' needs.